Hi everybody, welcome to my project using the March Club Echo Park Flower Garden Kit. This is just a little reveal here right quick. I wanted to show you everything that comes in a kit, or pretty close to it. The products will vary month to every other month when you get this. Here is a peek at the washi tape. It's so pretty. I love the soft colors of pink and the blues and the sage greens, and then just a little pop of black. But such a pretty kit for spring, Easter, weddings. Even, pretty wedding pictures would also be really cute with this collection. So first up in the box are the Puffy Stickers. And of course these are adhesive. They're slightly puffy, so they're not overly thick, but they do make a nice little accent. And then next is something I really like, that they are not putting adhesive on the back of these chipboard pieces any longer. These are the chipboard accents. So when you pop those out, you can actually use foam or liquid glue or any kind of adhesive to apply these to your projects. And if you wanted to maybe punch a hole in them and use them for a tag, you could do that as well. And then next in the kit is the 6x6 paper pad, which is perfect for the project that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I'm just going to slice this open and just take a peek at some of the patterns of paper that are inside. Of course, these are scaled down to be smaller than the larger 12x12 prints. And then here is the ephemera pack. So there's a peek. You get tags, you get frames, all different kinds of little sentiments in there. And then here's a peek at the beautiful double-sided papers. If you're not familiar with the Carta Bella line of Echo Park, the texture of these paper is almost like a watercolor paper. It has a really nice kind of a grain to the paper, so it's really textured very nicely. And as you can see, all of the beautiful icons of spring, the cut-apart cards. If you're more of a card maker, or if you like to do the pocket pages, these are really perfect for those. And all the pretty different colors throughout. Again, if you go to clubechopark.com, you can actually choose one of the kit add-ons that they have. There's also a card kit that you can select from too. So that is an option. And then I'm going to let you take a peek here after this next piece of paper of the March add-on, just to show you what is offered for that. And then we're going to move on to the project. Okay, I decided to make a little hardcover book, and I actually took the box that the kit came in and cut down the chipboard to make two covers and a spine for the book. It's going to be really similar to the Traveler's Notebooks that I make, the little smash books, but I wanted a hardcover on there, and then we're going to string it with the twine like I normally do my Traveler's Notebooks. I think that will make it'll make a nice little look there on the edge of the book. Okay, if you wanted to do this a certain way, maybe bind it with rings, you could definitely do that. Just do the rings instead. So we'll see how this goes. For the chipboard, I cut these down this way to about 4 7/8, so just a little bit less than 5. And then the height of it is 6.5. Okay, so you cut 2 sheets that size, so about 4 7/8, and then the height is 6.5. Okay, so the main reason that I did that was so that I could fit both of these onto the sheet of paper this way. So like this. I want a little bit of an overhang. I left approximately a 1/2 inch if the two pieces and the spine are together. So all of this together is going to be a little bit less than the 12-inch across. So when you place these up, you'll have about the same, just make sure you have the same margin all the way around that. So you'll place that, and this is an 1.5 inches across. if I didn't mention that. So the 1.5 inches across, the almost 5 inches across gives us about a 1/2 inch on each side gap. And those pieces will fold over the sides, and then we'll put another piece of paper over that to cover those edges. Okay, so I'm gonna get this all placed down, and then we'll hop over and see how that looks. Okay, let me show you this part now before I get too much further in the process. As you can see here, I went ahead and taped down my different panels, the covers, and then that middle spine part. And I like to use the, this is the extreme double-sided tape from the Home and Hobby by 3L scrapbook adhesives. You can pick those up at Hobby Lobby. And then I also use this is the 1/4 inch, this is the 1/2 inch. Now I did not use a scoring tool and a scoreboard to do this part, just because I did not want to break the paper down and then make that kind of have that white, you know, the kind of that when the paper kind of gets that like when it separates and breaks the fibers of the paper down. I just gently kind of folded the paper around, because all this is going to be covered up by another strip of paper here. So I just gently rolled the paper around the edge of that, and then I will use that 1/8 of an inch tape to hold that part down, and then we'll have another piece go over that. So, and another thing too, you'll want to miter your corners so that when you fold these in, they miter like that. Okay, so get started here. Okay, now I am covering the inside of the book with just panels of paper. You can see here that I've made 3 different sections here. I was originally thinking I could do this as all one big long piece, and then just make some crease marks where the book folds, but it didn't quite want to fold right, so I went back and cut the centerpiece for the spine part, and now I'm going to make this, put on this last piece for this other cover, and then that will have our cover complete. And when we come back, and it's just enough to go really right up to the edge of that chipboard. You just want to make sure you're allowing enough, allowing enough space in between so that the book can still fold up like that. So now everything is covered. Okay, now I'm going to add the holes at the top and the bottom for the cording, and I'm using a 0 ruler to find the very center bottom, making a mark there at the 0 point, that's the center of the spine, and then coming over 3/8 of an inch on both sides, the left and right side of the holes. Next, I'm using my 1/8 of an inch crocodile or any kind of 1/8 of an inch hole punch to make the 3 holes at the bottom, and then also repeating that at the top. After that's done, then I need to make a hole in the very center of the spine for the closure strap. So I'm just using the long reach crocodile punch here and making that hole. Okay, now that we have that done, I'm going to take my 2mm elastic cording. I picked this up from Amazon and buy it by the roll, but you can find different places too, and you can also find smaller packs of it at Amazon if you can't find it anywhere else. I do like the Mandela Craft. They're elastic. It's not too hard, it's not too soft. It really works well. It holds up to the, you know, it doesn't allow your pages to sag a lot either. So then you'll notice I'm just using a zigzag fashion, working from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom back over to the side, and then just working that way as I thread that through. And then you will insert there next door to that other piece, pull out all of that excess, and you'll see about how much tension I like to have there. Just pull out all the slack, that way your pages don't sag once you have those on there. And then just tie that off in the center and trim your ends down, and don't worry about this being an eyesore, because it will be hidden by the pages once you have those added to it. And then next we're going to make our loop for our closure strap. And I just take that end and just poke it through the middle there. Found that's the best way to get this to thread through the hole. And then I take that piece that we knotted off of the straps and then just tie this around that. This just kind of helps to secure it and keep the strap from pulling through. Okay, so there we have it, and then that will just close that book off and keep it closed. Okay, as you can see, I've selected 8 different prints from the 6x6 paper pad, and I've just taken those and I'm going to divide them into the sections of the book. I'm just folding those in half, and then I'm going to take my corner chomper and use the 1/4 of an inch rounded part of that and just finish the edges off with that. I do that to all 8 of the papers, and then I'm going to divide that into 2 sections for the book. So we'll just repeat that and corner around all of those and have those ready. That's just the first part of making our stacks for our sections of the notebook. There will be 3 sections. That middle section will be, of course, that pre-made lined notebook pad that I like to get from Amazon as well. So here is a look at those stacked together. And I just kind of move through and kind of mix your patterns. You don't want blue on top of blue or pink on top of pink. So just kind of use a variation of patterns as you move through. So those are the 2 different sections. There's that notebook I was talking about. Again, you can pick those up on Amazon. And then I am going to move to the different cut apart cards. This one, and that's the 4x4 card. And also you like to use the 3x4. These make really cute little interactive pieces inside of the book. So I'm just going to cut apart several of these, and then you can just see how all the rest of these come together. Another thing I like to add to the 2 different sections of the book in the stack are pocket pages. And the measurements for this vary a little bit just depending on what size of book that you're wanting, the height and everything, and how deep you want your pocket to be. So for this particular book, I'm actually going to cut a 9x9 square from the 12x12 paper. Keep in mind too how the pattern that you're using, if it has writing or anything like that on it, think about part of that is going to flip the opposite way. So you don't want writing or a certain design or something to be upside down. So just keep that in mind when you're selecting the paper that you're going to use. And then next I'm placing it onto my scoreboard, and I'm going to score the first mark at 4.5. And then I'm going to flip that around and score at 6. And that is going to make that bottom flap that we're going to fold up to make the pocket. Okay, so it's scoring at 6, so that's at 4.5, turning the paper 90 degrees and scoring at 6. We're going to fold in half along that 4.5 inch score line there. And give it a good crease, and then I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut a V into the crease. Okay, so we're just going to cut up to that 6-inch mark. Just cut a small V. There's really no way you can do it wrong. You can make it as big or as wide as you want to. And then that folds up to make your pocket. And then the next part we're just going to make some gussets for that. And as you can see with the pockets, you can have them either folded in or folded out. So any little scrap piece of paper, as long as it's about at least a half-inch wide, just take that, score it in half, fold that, and then you're just going to glue the pocket flap to the base paper of the page. And then that's going to make your little pocket page. I like to use the Barely Art glue for this too, so that's just another good thing. And then after all that's dried, and I have another one that I'm going to make 2 as well for the other section, and then those can just go inside anywhere that you would like into the stack section of your pages. I want to do the walkthrough of the book. I finally finished everything. There's a look at the top. Here's the look at the side with the elastic cording through there. I kind of did a peach color. This is kind of a peachy pink color, so it looks real pretty with this. I used a couple of dies from my stash to die cut a couple of pieces there. Added one of the stickers from the kit. Everything else is from the kit except the enamels. I pulled those from just some different collections I had. Of course, the elastic's not in the kit. But everything else inside the book, as far as the papers go, and the stickers and the chipboard and the Puffy stickers are all in that kit. I stacked all the papers together. You just cut them into all different sizes. Some of these are the 6x6 papers just folded in half to make a 3x6. And then I take a little extra strips when I make the pocket pages and just cut those into 2x2 squares, corner around those, fold them in half, and then just staple those as tabs. And then I like to accent all the different pieces, like the little this little pretty picture had the bow, and so I just came back with the chipboard and then accented with a little enamel there. So pretty simple in the things that I added on here. I use a lot of foam adhesive just to give a little bit more dimension to the pieces. Okay, so that is the first section, so really chunky. And here is one of the little notebooks. These are the 60-page line notebooks that I get these from Amazon. You can pick those up from Amazon. Just do a search for blank notebooks, craft notebooks, and you can find those. And I layered that on the front. So that is the middle section. And then moving over to the last section. That's about it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again. ClubEchoPark.com. See y'all later.